let's solve part B now. So the farmer makes the following proposal to the owner of the factory. In return for a reduction in the production of paint, the farmer will pay a fee. Okay, how much is the farmer maximally willing to pay in return for this reduction? Now, what's the intuition here? We know that because the company takes into account the farmer, he will produce for the social efficient level, which would be less than if he produced for his private level. But when he produces for the private level, which means more paint, that also means more damage to the farmer, more irrigation cost to the farmer. So we want to know what's going to be the change in this irrigation cost, meaning that would be how much the farmer would be maximally willing to pay. So let's see how the math works out, and it's going to make more sense when we actually deal with the numbers. So our first step would be to find out the private optimal for the company. So the company will set the price of the paint equals to the marginal cost, just a regular scenario. Now the price is equal to 20 euros, so that is 20. The marginal cost we found out in the previous video, that's 5 plus 1 over 2 times the quantity. So that's 5 plus 1 over 2 times the quantity. We take the numbers on the other side, so we have 20 minus 5, that's equal to 15. And on the right side, we're left with 1 over 2 times the quantity. What would be the result here? Well, the result would be equal to 30 units. So the quantity under the private optimal would be equal to 30 units. What did we find out in the previous video as well? We found out the socially optimal level. So at the socially optimal level, we would like, actually the farmer would like, to have only 20 units of paint, because that means less damage to the river, less damage to the farm. So what is the difference in damage? Well, let's see. What would be the total external cost, the total irrigation cost, when the company produces for himself only? Well, when the company produces 30 units for paint, thinking only about himself, the external cost would be the following. The external cost would be equal to 30 to the power of 2 divided by 8, because that's the function. So we would have 30 to the power of 2 divided by 8, and that would be equal to 112.5. That would be the value of the damage to the farmer. Now, this is under the private optimal. Let's compare this to the external cost under the social optimal. So the external cost under the social optimal would be equal to the social level of production, which is 20 units, as we saw, to the power of 2 divided by 8, and that's equal to 50 euros worth of damage. So that would be equal to 50. What can we see? That if the company produces for the social optimal level, then there would be a difference in the external cost to the farmer. So that difference is equal to 62.5 euros. That's a 62.5 euros reduction in damage, reduction in external cost, meaning that is a benefit to the farmer. So the farmer would be maximally willing to pay the value that he benefits from. So that would be equal to 62.5 euros, and that would be it. Hope this makes sense. In the next video we go to part C.